Hi, everybody, and welcome to Unified, a podcast feed from First Church Belmont Unitarian Universalist. We'll be sharing sermons and stories, especially thematic content made new every week. We're so glad you're here, and for more information about who we are and opportunities to grow and deepen, swing by the church on Sundays or check out our website at uubelmont.org. And for now, enjoy this new content.
There are many things that I love about the major music tradition here at the First Church. It's an opportunity for the community to gather and experience how a worship service and great music can go hand in hand, and there doesn't have to be a dividing line between one and the other. It's an opportunity for me and our wonderful choir to work with some incredible musicians, and a chance for the choir to sing music that they may not otherwise have an opportunity to do. But more than that, it's also an opportunity for us to take a different look at some of the key source material that we, as Unitarian Universalists, draw inspiration and wisdom from. As I've mentioned in prior music services, the vast majority of Western classical music that is written on this scale for choir, soloists, and orchestra is either theatrical or Christian. For centuries, most of the money that was invested in Western classical music came from the Catholic, Episcopalian, and Lutheran churches, or royal courts who themselves were deeply Christian. There are, of course, some exceptions. The increasing popularity of operas throughout the late 18th and 19th centuries provided quite a few composers with their livelihood. But at the time this piece was written, the vast majority of European composers made their income playing and writing music for the church. And so, our Unitarian heritage asks us to take a closer look at the text we are hearing this morning, and our UU principles ask us to find how these words apply to life beyond the boundaries of religion or creed. The main text we're hearing this morning comes from the Gospel of Luke, and it is also known as the Canticle or Song of Mary. For this Christmas version of the piece, Bach has interspersed 4 other texts: a hymn by Martin Luther, a hymn by 16th century composer Sethus Calvisius, Bach's own setting of an earlier passage from the Gospel of Luke, and a fragment of an early Christian hymn for which I could find no composer. For this morning, I'm going to focus on the primary text, the Magnificat. It is one of the oldest Christian hymns and is the Bible passage most often set to music aside from the Mass ordinary. In the Gospel of Luke, these words are spoken by Mary when she visits her cousin Elizabeth. Mary has just learned from the angel Gabriel that she has become pregnant with Jesus, and Elizabeth is in her 6th month expecting a son who would become John the Baptist. When Mary entered Elizabeth's house, she greeted her, and Elizabeth said, and the following is from the Gospel of Luke, "As soon as the sound of your greeting reached my ears, the baby in my womb leapt for joy. Blessed is she who has believed that the Lord would fulfill his promises to her." And Mary said, "My soul magnifies the Lord, and my spirit rejoices in God my Savior, for he has looked with favor on the lowliness of his handmaiden. Surely from now on all generations will call me blessed, for the Mighty One has done great things for me, and holy is his name. His mercy is for those who fear him from generation to generation. He has shown strength with his arm. He has scattered the proud in the thoughts of their hearts. He has brought down the powerful from their thrones and lifted up the lowly. He has filled the hungry with good things and sent the rich away empty. He has helped his servant Israel in remembrance of his mercy, according to the promise he made to our ancestors, to Abraham and to his descendants forever." Now, setting aside our own perhaps complicated relationship with Christianity or God or the veracity of the stories in the Bible, one cannot help but admire the deep faith that Mary shows with this passage. The angel appeared to her and told her that she would bear the Messiah, and she has embraced her role wholeheartedly. For thousands of years, the Jewish people had been waiting for their Messiah, a person who would bring down their enemies and usher in a future of peace and prosperity for the people of Israel. And Mary is both awestruck and delighted that she should be the one to bring him into the world. So now I invite us to take a step back and ask ourselves, how does this apply to us here and now? Whether we identify as Christian or atheist, Jewish, Buddhist, undefined, or not really sure yet, what meaning can we take away from this text? Rebecca Ann Parker shares the following in Choose to Bless the World. Your gifts, whatever you discover them to be, can be used to bless or curse the world. The mind's power, the strength of the hands, the reaches of the heart, the gift of speaking, listening, imagining, seeing, waiting. Any of these can serve to feed the hungry, bind up wounds, welcome the stranger, practice what is sacred, do the work of justice, or offer love. Like Mary, we all come into this world with gifts. Like Jesus, every baby is born with the power to change the world. More than 2,000 years of oppression and political turmoil meant that the Jewish idea of what their Messiah might be able to accomplish in one lifetime was maybe a tad unrealistic. We would do well not to hold ourselves to quite that same standard. However, we all come into this room today with gifts. Gifts of kindness, generosity, love, art, music, friendship, poetry, comfort, listening. The list is endless. And like Mary, we need to find in ourselves the deep faith and conviction that our gifts can change the world. There's a story that I remember reading in Chicken Soup for the Soul years ago. It went something like this. A tourist was walking along a beach where tens of thousands of starfish had been stranded as the tide receded. A local was walking ahead of him, throwing them one by one back into the ocean. The tourist came up to the local and said, "Why are you doing that? There's no way you'll be able to make a difference. There are way too many of them." The local smiled, and as he threw one more back in the water, he said, "I made a difference to that one." Rebecca Parker continues, "Any of these can draw down the prison door, hoard bread, abandon the poor, obscure what is holy, comply with injustice, or withhold love. You must answer this question: what will you do with your gifts? Choose to bless the world." In just a minute, we will return to the music. After the choir sings their Gloria, the offertory will be collected, a chance for us to share some of our material gifts with people who are really making a difference in this world. This month, we are sharing the offertory with the Christian Center for Reflection and Dialogue, an organization that is doing wonderful work in Cuba, helping people from all walks of life with housing and food scarcity there. What you give today will be greatly received. The gifts we have to share may not be able to defeat our enemies or topple the wealthy and the kings of this world, but they can make a difference to someone. And so, like Mary, let us move forward from this moment with unshakable faith in our own gifts and the power that we have to bless the world. So let it be.